Hello, my friends. Welcome to your Growth Day morning show. Today, I'm excited to be joined by Jamie Kern-Lima, founder of It Cosmetics. We are going to talk about how do you maintain and build more confidence. Week on the Growth Day morning show. And as you all know, we're live on Instagram. We're also live across Facebook pages all over the internet who are syndicating our show, which we're excited about. And Jamie, we've made it through half of this week. It's like that middle part of the week where people start, like, your confidence is being tested right now.
Yeah.
Halfway through the week, your confidence is being tested. Are you still progressing? Are you still intentional? Are you still joyous? Are you still showing up as who you are? Or is the week discouraging you guys? Are you backing down? Are you turning to comforts or to television or some other drug of choice to pull away from the intensity and the stress of the day? Like, it's a good time to check in. It's halfway through the week, Growth Day.
Halfway through
I hope
the
you're
week.
doing good out there.
Yeah, and halfway through the week right now, in the season we're in, even for every parent out there who might be homeschooling for the first time, they're like, I did not sign up for this. They're like, okay, it's Wednesday, and they're like, okay, 2 more days, but how do you stay confident in that? How do you not let it dim your own light? And how do you still feel the day versus numb out in the day? And those things are challenges. And I think that it's, been a tough season and a tough year for all of us. And I just want to start my Wednesday off by saying thank you to you, Brendon, for doing this morning show, for doing Growth Day morning show, because you and I pop up here Monday through Friday, 7:30 in the morning Pacific time, and no script, no anything. We just bring the joy and the love.
We
and the
just want to bring
connection
joy, bring
and the
encouragement
issues
to
and
you all.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you for that, because I think, the feedback I'm getting probably more than any other piece of feedback on my Instagram and Facebook and all that is from people saying, I need connection right now. Like, I just need and crave real, like, raw, unfiltered human connection. And I think that is one of the most exciting parts about this morning show, is that we're all kind of here together live, sharing our stories, sharing our struggles, honoring our struggles, as Brendon would say, and also, hopefully together, carving really great grooves in our own mind about how we want to show up and how we want to continue on our own growth journey, on our own mission and path of becoming who we are and the person we're born to be. So I don't know, I'm just feeling a lot of gratitude this morning for this morning show.
Yay, I'm feeling gratitude too. I'm feeling very much gratitude for you, Jamie, showing up every morning like this. Jamie had never done a bunch of live broadcasts, and now we're 4 weeks in of going live for you guys on the Growth Day morning show. And also gratitude for this whole community. Every day I ask you if you could just like post or comment or share where you guys are at, but also tag somebody who needs some encouragement today. This show is about how can you start your day a little bit more intentional, a little more grounded and confident and joyous. How can we start the day in some way we spark some aliveness in you to go win the day, spark some aliveness to be a good mom or a good parent or a good caregiver or a good leader or contributor, artist, whatever your jam is today. How can you bring some joy to that and really experience it? Like, life has to be a quintessential question of, how can I enjoy this day?
Yeah.
Even when the day is full of, I got to make lunch for 50 people, or I gotta do all the laundry of 70 people, or I have to figure out how to build this business or start this thing. You must find your way of bringing happiness to it. And Jamie and I have been talking about confidence all week, and we've talked about different frameworks for how do you find confidence, from letting go of labels that other people called you, to simple acts of standing in front of your goals and your dreams every day and looking at them so that the motivation, the ambition hits your heart again visually. All of these things we talk about. Today I had an idea I thought I'd share about confidence, Jamie.
Yeah.
And I know you have some things you'd like to share as well. And you want to go first?
No, go for it.
Every time you hold that cup, I get happy. I get happy. I know some of you, you're new to our community. So if you have never joined us officially on Growth Day, go to growthday.com. That's where we do all our live in-depth training with lots of personal development trainers going live for you guys all year long for less than $1 a day. It's super cool. But Jamie sent me these mugs, which still makes me happy every time I take a drink out of it. Cheers, Jamie. Good morning.
Cheers. Good morning. Cheers. Cheers. I'm going to guess, are you drinking green tea?
It's water today.
Water today. Okay. You don't need to guess
water.
with mine. It's complete coffee.
I already got my morning workout in, so I'm energized. I'm fired up. I get so excited to talk with you all and see you all in the comments. I saw people from Canada, from Singapore, from Japan, from Munich, from Northern California, from Washington, D.C. I see people all around the world who join us every single morning just to give you a big old virtual hug and start your day off strong. Here's an idea on confidence, speaking of drinking my water here, that might serve you all. And that's this. Please realize that a lot of confidence, as we've talked about it, has been very, let me redefine my identity. Let me set intentions for who I am each day. Let me look at my goals and let me believe in my ability to figure things out, because that's what confidence is, my belief in my ability to figure things out. But I also want to tell a different kind of confidence. We're halfway through the week. And this different kind of confidence is the confidence of trust in being. Think about this. When water is flowing down a hill, it's not trying to be confident and strong. It's not trying to surge down the hill. It's not trying to command all the rocks to be exactly where the rocks have to be because it's a perfectionist water. It's flowing naturally with what it is. The bumblebee isn't going, we're going to command this field. Let me bring the legions and we're going to take this field. The bumblebee is doing what the bumblebee does, what the bumblebee is. And sometimes people lack confidence, not because they don't have goals, not because they're not high achievers. In fact, most of the high performers that I've consulted and coached with and worked with in the world, what they were trying to get back to was their authentic presence. They were the good commander on the field or the builder of the industry or the titan. And then at some point they said, I got to figure out me again and flow with that. And finding your natural essence, your nature, the truth of who you are, there's confidence there. Like I show up in a lot of different situations where it's very anxiety producing, right? Imagine walking out onto a 60-foot stage that's 40 feet deep and 20,000 people are in the arena. And you have to talk to them, entertain them, and get a standing ovation in 90 minutes. This used to be my life, people. And it's very anxiety producing. And if I think I'm going to go do these things to them, or if I think, oh, I hope I get this right, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to dance with them, and I'm a terrible dancer. I'm going to tell my jokes, which 9 out of 10 times I think is funny, and no one laughs at the joke. They just laugh at the fact that I'm so enjoying myself. So they're like, I like him because he's enjoying himself. I want you on this Wednesday, halfway through the week, to enjoy yourself, to flow with your nature today, even if you have to do something you don't want to do. You don't want to do the emails. You don't want to do the call. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the thing with kids. Flow with it. Don't try to control everything. Flow with yourself. Be spontaneous. Real confidence isn't actually structured. It's spontaneous. It's flowing. It's gorgeously open energy that's in the moment of presence, that's in the moment of freedom. And that's what I find. To take that idea, this is the Superman cape, instead going, no, confidence is the dance. It's the flow. It's the energy. It's just showing up being beautifully you. Please do that today and you'll have a better week.
Amen to that on a Wednesday. And
amen on a Wednesday. Can I get an amen on a Wednesday?
Amen on a Wednesday. I'm throwing out what I was going to talk about because this is so good and I'm fired up right now. But okay, I want to distinguish something you just said too that I think is huge for people. Sometimes when we're in a growth community and when we're invested into personal growth and we want to change our habits, improve our habits, we want to do all those things. sometimes we can confuse that with, I need to change who I am or my essence. And they're two different things, right? And I think this is so beautiful what you said, because I think it's so freeing for people as well. Because when we feel like we are just that authentic water and we're flowing through and we're showing up in our own real true essence of who we are, for better or worse. Not everyone's going to love it. Not everything's perfect. But when you do that and you actually like embrace who you are fully, it's so freeing. You feel in that state of flow and you're able to connect with other people authentically. You're able to feel the day more. And then also you approach, I think, personal growth from a place of freedom also, from a place of confidence, right? Because you're not saying, oh, I need to change who I am to become confident. You're like, oh no, let me show up in all of my essence. Let me flow through life and dance in full commitment, as you would say, right? And by the way, Brendon, the other day when you were talking about your dancing, how bad your dancing is on stage, I'm like, no. The way that dancing is good or bad based on if you fully commit. And I believe anyone who fully commits when they dance, fully commits, great dancer, right? And so many people reposted that because how true is this, right? The example you just gave, that when you show up on your stage and you're just out there and you're all of that, it's you know, laughing at your own jokes. But when you're fully flowing through like the water in your own jokes and you really think they're funny, people can feel it and they celebrate that, right? And I think
because you're taking joy in your being, you're taking joy in your own mind, you're taking joy in the moment. And I really want everybody to feel that is like, it's halfway through the week. Are you feeling the day at all? Are you bringing intention and energy into it? Are you letting the world's events transpire and in such a way that it doesn't throw you off from your flow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, isn't it true drama is always going to be there, Jamie? Like drama, something's going to break. I mean, you had 1,000 employees at It Cosmetics or whatever it was. It was like, that, right? I mean, at some point people were screwing stuff up and bad things were happening. Customers were upset about this or that. That's just life, but you still got to show up and do the work, you know?
Yeah. Part of any business, part of any family, part of any group you know, absolutely. It's always there and you have to show up. And I think, you know, with the theme of Confidence Week and talking about what you're saying too, about just showing up in your own essence, you know, one thing I want to share that just popped in my mind that was so powerful for me to see, and maybe this is going to speak to someone out there right now who feels like they're getting feedback from other people on things they're not doing good enough or well enough, or things they need to change, or maybe your own inner critic is telling you all the stuff you need to change about yourself. And I just want to make this point again, that there's a difference between changing who you are versus keeping who you are and growing authentically into more of who you are, growing into all of who you are, right? Very different than changing who you are. So I just want to call this out, because so many people, we need to stop thinking we need to change who we are and that there's something wrong with us, and instead like embrace our essence, embrace who we are authentically, and go on this journey of growing into all of who we are. And confidence is a big part of that. And a friend of mine, Glennon Doyle, who just wrote a book called Untamed, who's out there everywhere, she said something recently and it just blew my mind. And I'm going to share it with everyone right now who might need to hear this today, because we're talking about confidence, right? So anyone who's written a book before, anyone who is in the process now, anyone who might want to write a book in the future, when you write your full manuscript and you turn it in, if you go through a publisher, you have different editors and they look at all your stuff and they start changing a lot of stuff. I mean,
when you turn it in, you just started the work. You all should know that. When you write a book, when you turn it in, you literally just began the project. That was like the first step. That's the hardest step. That's the first step. So be ready for Jamie finished her first book. Believe it. It comes out next month.
This month.
2.5 weeks. Yeah. It's called Believe It. Pre-order on Amazon. Go support her. Go to BelieveIt.com. she worked so hard on this book, y'all.
Yeah.
I know you're telling the story. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just
No,
so
go ahead.
excited because you really got it. Like, she turned it in. I got a first version of Believe It, and I went through it and gave some feedback and knew it was like, this is the first round of feedback and this is going to be a lot. Like, your editors and remember, you were so precious about it. You were like, oh, I hope they don't want to change it. And I was like, oh, they might make, you go through the process. And I just trusted and knew that you would, going through the process several more times with other people, it always makes something better. It really does, if you trust and you follow your voice. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So just to share that, I said no to a book deal for 10 years because I was like all in building this company and I didn't want someone else to write my book. I wanted it to be fully authentic. So I waited. And then when I knew it was the right time, I wrote 80,000 words, every single word. And I was crying and laughing and so fired up for everyone that's going to, to share these lessons with, and binge eating Lucky Charms some days, all the things. Anyways, when I finally turned in the manuscript, Brendon, you and Oprah were two of the first two people that read the draft, and it was the first time I got feedback. And this is what I want to share and share about Glennon Doyle's story. And you said the same thing, and so did Oprah too. There's like, oh, great editors are gonna even challenge you to go deeper on the stories, deeper on the lessons, all the stuff. And so, yeah, to your point, writing the book, that's the starting point. Then
So the start.
I spent the last 2 years, almost 2 years, editing every single word myself, going deeper, challenging. But the point I want to make is this: not about my book, but about our life and about every person listening right now. We all go through a process in life. I think whether you're writing a book or you're just living your day-to-day life, right? No matter what you're waking up and dealing with today, and that's when other people tell us to change things, right? Or tell us something's not right, it needs to be stronger, it needs to be better. And I think that it's so important to check in with our gut and go, does that feel right to me? And then if it feels right, you're like, oh, that feedback is a gift. I'm going with it. What a gift that this person said, hey, I think you should do this, challenge yourself to go deeper on this lesson. Or can you share more? I know it's personal, but can you share more? Whatever that feedback is, right? And then there's other times where you get people wanting to edit you, to use the book terms, and you're like, no, right? And I think this is really important. And in the book world, I'm going to share a word I just learned as an author in the past 2 years, which is STET, S-T-E-T, right? So when you get your book back, your manuscript back, the first round from all the editors, you'll see everything, a million changes on every page. And if you want to accept the change, if they say, hey, go deeper on this lesson or reveal this, or what if you talk more about this ex-boyfriend, whatever it is, right? You can accept the change and go, yeah, I'm going to go deeper there. I'm going to change this or edit that. Or you, as an author of your own life, your own book, you can write STET, S-T-E-T. And what that means is, no, I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to accept that edit. I appreciate your feedback, but it's not right for me authentically. So I was watching, my friend Glennon Doyle was talking about the words of the year. A lot of people have their own word for the year, right? Every year. And she was talking about, a lot of people might choose, confidence, like we're talking about, which is huge. And a word that we need to focus on for the year. It's a big thing out there. Her word is STET of the whole year. And she explained it in a way that was, I thought, so profound. And I just want to share it because someone else out there might need that word right now. She's
kind of like
listen,
I'm not going to change. Kind of like,
she's like,
thanks for your input, but I'm not needing to change.
Well, it's more just like being mindful of when people tell you need to do this differently, or you're not enough, or you're not the right fit, or you need to change this about you or that about you. It is so important that we go, oh, is this feedback a gift? Is it aligned with my soul? Is it valuable so that I can continue becoming all of who I am? Or do I just need to say, STET? Like,
we're good enough.
Thank you for your opinion. But that feedback isn't right for me. That criticism or that telling me something about me needs to change or something about me is not enough. And I think having the confidence in our own lives of saying, I'm going to trust myself and my gut over if this word someone said to me is right for me, or this feedback someone gave me, or this criticism someone gave me. Having the confidence to say, does this feel right in my gut? And if it does, great, trust it. And if it doesn't, don't. And have the
Yeah,
confidence
that's
to
good.
just appreciate that from a
That's good.
distance, and appreciate that person's intentions, because a lot of times they're good, but say that word "stet" in your own life. And I just thought that was really powerful, because a lot of
It
times
is
we're so
good. I like
busy
that.
throughout the day that we don't take the time to go, oh, let me curate the words that are that come in, that penetrate and take root, that other people share or that I'm hearing throughout my day. And I think part of confidence is learning to do that.
I think it is. It's about how to receive other people's direction or input or judgments, and also your own judgments, because sometimes it's your own voice saying
Yes.
things you're like, whoa, is that true? I
Yes.
put everything through a filter, obviously, because I'm the Mr. Framework guy. So I'm like, I call it the 3 E's. And so I listen for the 3 E's, and the E's just each stand for a word. And the first one is, does this feedback or this mental chatter, if I follow it, does it expand? Does it expand my growth? Does it expand who I am? Does it expand my strengths, my energy? Is it something that's going to make me, in other words, grow, but like is expansive from the source, right? Meaning, first, does that tie in with the source, the truth of who I am or what I desire or where I'm going? And does it expand it? Or does it just like, pop in a hole in it? It's like, okay, that's not useful. The question is, does it expand? The second one is, does it enrich? Does this feedback, if I follow it, or this mental, if I do what my, ideas are thinking, does it enrich my life? Does it enrich my life in terms of my joy? Does it enrich my life in terms of the beauty around me? Does it enrich how I, the sense of satisfaction or fulfillment or meaning that I get from life? Or is it just more noise? And then the last one is, does it empower me in such a way it makes me more accountable or skilled? Like, if I do what they're saying, will that make me better? Will that make me a higher performer? Will that take me to the next level? Does that empower my belief in myself, or does that empower me to stay or to be more? And so I'm always thinking, expand me? Does this enrich my life? Does this empower my capabilities? If not, it's noise and probably a direction I don't need to go on, or it's a label someone's applying. It's not, in other words, it's not actually directive. It's not additive. It's not progressive. And you have to learn it, those, because some people offer what I call dead end advice: label, judgment, stop. And I'm like, oh, that's dead end advice. That's dead end advice is thank you, but there's a dead end. Other people offer advice or thoughts or judgments or encouragement to you that now expands, enriches, or empowers. You want to listen to those people. You want to listen to those thoughts. You want to set up your environment from what's going in your ear and your workout when you're listening to positive podcasts or our morning show. You want to start programming your mind for things that are expanding, enriching, and empowering. And the more you do that, the more that ends up kind of, I would say, kind of like knocking down the noise of other things, because our brains are always telling us stories. And sometimes you have to feed like other sounds into your brain, encouraging people, enriching advice, empowering ideas, that overcomes the lower levels of noise and those thoughts that aren't serving or positive or engaging. And I think that's just a big differentiator in life. Is this expanding, enriching, and empowering me, or is it just noise?
Yeah. And for me, part of expanding and enriching and empowering too is just, how does this feel in my gut? Does this feel right? You know what I mean? I think of all the years of getting feedback from, when I was trying to build a company and kept getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And every time, usually these rejections from the retail stores or from, whoever it was, the experts it would come with feedback. And I always had to check in and just trust my gut. And sometimes, like at the end of the day, sometimes it's all we have is that inner knowing of, is this feedback right for me? You know, is that word somebody said right for me? Do I let it take root? And there were so many times where I would get feedback like, oh, you need to change all of your packaging and make it a lot more expensive feeling, or whatever the feedback was. And I always would check in and be like, no, like it doesn't feel right. Or, oh, wow, that was a good catch. They just told me my font is too small to read. And, oh, that was huge. Thank you. You know what I mean?
Oh, you don't, if you make font too small, Jamie's coming right at you. She's going to give you some feedback. You're like, no, she will catch that detail, people.
So the pre-Growth Day morning show, before the Growth Day morning show, is where me and Brendon are setting up our tech live. And literally this is
with blue tape. Like yes. we literally, if you all saw how janky our setups are for this, you'd just be like, oh my gosh, but we're doing it.
We're doing it and have the best intentions to serve and to love and to inspire and to celebrate all of us together. But yeah, the pre-show this morning, poor Brendon, he's probably just trying to, and I'm like, do you know that if font is too small, you're actually asking the customer to do the work of trying to understand what you're saying in your online post or your ad or your product packaging. I'm going off about font size this morning and about the lesson of never make your customer do the work. Meanwhile, Brendon's so busy and he's like setting up, and I'm like, that was the pre-show to the
Yeah, we usually get on, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before, and she and I just catch up on the day. And we also, it's so funny because if you all think we're happy and bright here, it's because we take the time to connect a little bit before and just like check in. We empathize and encourage. I mean, part of the values I've been teaching in Growth Day, for those who are members, and I hope you'll all be members of Growth Day one day. Just go to growthday.com. You basically get the world's best personal development teachers for $1 a day, actually less than $1 a day. And it's epic, right? But one of the values that I'm trying to imbue into what we do is empathy and encouragement. Like, meet people where they're at, encourage them to grow, but you got to meet them there. And sometimes, Jamie and I, it's not a confident, let's go crush the day. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, we've got a lot going on. And we're just sounding out all the things going on. And then it's like, you got it. You're gonna do great. Don't worry about it. Let's just go through the day, trust the day. You're great. And we just encourage each other. And then we're off to the races. And I think if you don't have somebody to do that with, then do it for yourself by journaling or tapping into something like, oh, let me write down my feelings right now. That's empathetic to yourself. That's self-care. That's mindfulness. And then it's like, okay, what could I be excited about today? What's something I do get to do, or I'm going to choose to do today? Or what's something I'm going to bring to the day emotionally in terms of my feelings or my energy for other people? I'm always telling people, be responsible for the energy you bring into this world, the energy you project into this world, the energy that you are either summoning or just letting land on you. And that will give you a sense of command about life. Like, I totally have so much confidence because I know no matter the situation, I'm going to bring the joy. I don't know how the situation will turn out, but there'll be good energy in that situation. Maybe not from everybody, but from me. Even if I annoy them, they're going to get the good stuff. No one's going to not get the good stuff from me. And I think that goodness and spreading good energy is a big part of confidence. Jamie, thank you for the Growth Day morning show today.
Yes. Great show. Thank you, everyone, too. Thanks for spending your morning with us all together. And it's an honor. I love this so much. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know.
You didn't know how it's going to go.
We're 4 weeks in. We're in week 4, going live every single day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. And it's just such an honor and a joy just to be part of this with every single person that's with us live right now, Brendon, and watching the replays and the Growth Day platform and Facebook group. And yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful.
Thank you all. We appreciate you all. Visit us at growthday.com to become an official member. This next week, we're going to get up all the replays of all the morning shows Jamie and I have done in our community website exclusively. And so I hope you'll be joining us at growthday.com. What an awesome session today, Jamie. I appreciate you. Go have an awesome day, everybody. Please, everybody, remember, listen, you are stronger than you think. The future holds good things for you. Every day you can change. Every day you can be inspired. Every day you can bring the best of you out into the world. Every day, it's a good day to grow. Thanks,
Yes.
everybody. Have a great day.